hearties, yo ho. We kidnap and ravage and don't give a hoot. Drink up, me hearties, yo ho. Yo ho, a pirate's life for me. We extort, we pilfer, we filch and sack. Drink up, me hearties, yo ho. Maraud and embezzle and even hijack. Drink up, me hearties, yo ho. Yo ho, a pirate's life for me. We kindle and char, inflame and ignite. Drink up, me hearties, yo ho. We burn up the city, we're really a fright. Drink up, me hearties, yo ho. We're rascals, scoundrels, villains, and knaves. Drink up, me hearties, yo ho. We're devils and black sheep, really bad eggs. Drink up, me hearties, yo ho. Yo ho, a pirate's life for me. We're beggars and flaggers, ne'er-do-well cats. Drink up, me hearties, yo ho. Aye, but we're loved by our mommies and dads. Drink up, me hearties, yo ho.
Hi, guys. Oh my gosh. Hi, guys. I am trying to get rid of that. Oh my gosh. There we are. Okay. We're back in business. Got my pirate pistol. and I found a sword. So we're good to go. Who really just has this laid around on a bedroom floor? I'm really safe here, guys. Really, fabulous. Anyways, yeah. Good evening to everybody. It's Wednesday, which means reading books drunk. Only this time, I lost a tooth. So, actually, I lost a tooth last year. And for those of you who didn't know, I've been wearing a denture this whole time. Thanks, modern medicine. Anyways, I'm going to do something I didn't want to have to do, but it was so fitting. I'm going to reread a book from a couple weeks ago, a pirate pop-up book that I just happen to love. It is missing a couple pop-ups, but I don't think it really matters. And we're working hard to keep our insulin and other diabetes. I don't care what the machete is for, and where the hell are you finding coconuts? In any case, speaking of coconuts, I should have had some rum, but I thought I'd stick with the wine because I don't want to get too drunk tonight. I do have to do stuff and drive in the morning. It has been one heck of a day. I haven't gotten much done, although I have tried. So, doing these readings on Wednesdays and Sundays actually brings me a lot of joy, you guys. So I'm glad that you're all here. Here we go. It's pirate time, reading books. So we're going to do When the Wild Pirates Go Sailing. So let's begin. When the wild pirates go sailing, they often fish for shark. No fierce sea creature frightens them in daylight or the dark. Oh, and you'll have to just get used to the fact that when I don't have my tooth in, I have a lisp. So, deal with it. But yeah. An octopus won't panic them with their many legs he's got, 'cause the pirates get a hold of one till they tie him in knots. This walrus has 2 long, sharp tusks. She's strong and tough and big, but far from being afraid of her, they make her dance a jig. She's getting jiggy, guys. Thank you, 2003. This polar bear is quite angry and fierce as he can be, 'cause when they hit his icy home, they stole his pot of tea. Late one night, a great green monster rises from the sea. His fearsome faces make them laugh and carry on with glee. There's no monster to show you guys. I'm sorry. This is the one that's missing. Like my tooth. Just imagine a big green sea monster there. And this one's the weird one that's like broken or something. I can't tell even what happened here. It looks like at some point it needs to be glued down. But when these pirates catch a swordfish, they finally meet their match. Because they never learn to swim. For them, it's down the hatch. I'm gonna try and hold it up, guys. So it's like swordfish. Swordfish, kind of. And that is When the Wild Pirates Go Sailing. It's a very short book, but it's really cute. And obviously, if I'm going to be a pirate, we're going to read pirate books. Ooh. Anybody else drinking? So the next pirate book that I have is Goofy, the Pirate Treasure. One day, Mickey visited his friend Goofy at Goofy's house by the sea. Goofy told Mickey he had to sell his house. "Oh no," said Mickey. "Why?" "I do not have enough money to fix up this old place," said Goofy. "It is sad," said Goofy. "My family has lived here since the days of my great-grandfather, Goofy the Great. He was a famous pirate." "A pirate?" said Mickey. "Did he ever hide any treasure?" "Nobody knows," said Goofy. I am trying so hard to do the voices, guys. Truth be told, I only know how to do one cartoon character, and it's one of the characters from Daria. Useless. "I have Goofy the Great Sea Chest," said Goofy, "but it's full of old clothes. I will show it to you." I think they're like the same voice. The old chest was in the attic. It was covered with cobwebs. "I have never looked through all this junk before," said Goofy. "Wow," said Mickey. "Look at this spyglass. And here is a sword," said Goofy, "and a pirate hat." We're doing good. on top of Goofy's house. Mickey brought the spyglass with him. He looked up and down the seashore. I bet your great-grandfather hid treasure out there somewhere, said Mickey. If we could find the treasure, said Goofy, then I would not have to sell my house. I too hope to find some treasure so I don't have to sell my house. Goofy and Mickey went back to the attic. If I were a pirate, said Goofy, I would know how to find the treasure. He sliced the air with his pirate sword. Then Mickey found an old rolled-up paper. It's a treasure map, Mickey cried. So there really is a hidden pirate treasure, said Goofy. This map will not be easy to follow, said Mickey, but we'll have to try and find the treasure. They're going to go over some trees and some rivers and some rocks. Hold on a sec. Did I miss a page? No, I didn't. They loaded Goofy's Jeep with lots of supplies. They packed cots and cooking stoves, foods and pots and pans. Goofy brought picks and shovels to dig for the treasure. He even wanted to bring an alarm clock. Finally, Goofy brought out a grandfather clock. Stop, Goofy, said Mickey. We have too many things already. But we might need this tent, said Goofy, and a rubber raft could come in handy, he added. Finally, they were ready to go. They hoisted their pirate flag, the Jolly Roger, and started off. Mickey and Goofy drove along the seashore until they came to a river. There are rocks and trees on the other side of the river, said Goofy. I bet the treasure is buried over there. So they unloaded their camping supplies at the edge of the river. That's a lot of supplies, guys. Mickey and Goofy put their supplies into the rubber raft. There was almost no room left for the two of them. Mickey and Goofy paddled hard. Finally, they reached the other side of the river. Mickey and Goofy walked until they came to the ocean again. Then they took another look at the map. My pirate blood tells me that the treasure is on the top of that cliff, said Goofy. There are trees up there and a big rock. First, they got some of their supplies and they climbed up the steep cliff at the edge of the ocean. When they got to the top of the cliff, Goofy spotted a cave on the other side. Mickey tied a rope around Goofy and lowered him down to the cave. This has to be where the treasure is hidden, said Goofy. I'm going inside. I'm coming too, said Mickey. The cave was dark and scary. Goofy was glad he had his lantern. The cave turned into a narrow tunnel, and the tunnel went straight down. Mickey lowered himself to the bottom. He saw lots of frogs, but he did not see any treasure. Goofy came down to the bottom too. I do not like this, said Goofy. I want to go back. Not now, said Mickey. I hear the sound of water ahead of us. At the end of the dark tunnel, they could see the ocean. They came out of the cave and made a fire on the beach. It was dark and they were tired and hungry. We can sleep on the beach tonight, said Mickey. Tomorrow morning we will find our way home. Early the next morning, Goofy and Mickey walked back to the rubber raft. They had given up on their treasure hunt. They paddled back across the river. That map was stupid, said Goofy angrily. There are rocks and trees around my house too, but there is no treasure there. They drove back to Goofy's house. I still have no money, said Goofy, so now I have to move out of my house. Mickey helped Goofy carry the rest of Goofy's furniture out of the house. Whew, said Mickey. When the Jeep was loaded, I hope we have everything. All but this pirate chest, said Goofy. That is empty now, so it will not be heavy. Goofy went up to the attic to go get the pirate chest, but the chest was too heavy to move. Gosh, said Mickey, this thing must be made of lead. Goofy was ready to try again, but Mickey saw a shiny place on the side of the chest. Wait, said Mickey, I think this chest is made of gold. Let us scrape off the paint. Soon the chest was gleaming. Mickey, it is true, cried Goofy. The chest is made of gold. I am rich. Mickey smiled at his friend. Goofy the Great's map was right after all, said Mickey. The two friends soon moved all of Goofy's things back to the old house. Then they got a big crane to come and lift this heavy chest out of the attic. An armored truck took it to the gold chest to the bank. Goofy, now you will not have to sell your house, said Mickey. Goofy used part of his money to fix up his old house. He built a new porch. He painted everything. And then he put a new flagpole so that he could fly the Jolly Roger, the pirate flag of Goofy the Great. And that is the end of Goofy and the Pirate Treasure. So I've been getting like a bazillion messages and videos and texts and all kinds of stuff from people telling me about that beaver book. So I've said it before, and I mean it. If you send me a book, or you lend me a book, or you order books and have them at my house for some reason, because you know where I live, I will read them. I will read all books that are sent to me. I know a couple of you have asked for my address. Carolyn, you've been lending me books, which has been amazing, because I'm running out of books out here. But yeah, if you send me books, I will read them. I will read all the books, especially this beaver book. Because it is hysterical. If no one's familiar, look up the children's beaver book. Yeah. Let's just say it looks really entertaining for everyone involved. Who doesn't love a good beaver? Come on. So I have another ocean book, because we're doing pirate themes. So you know my very first video was my Miss Frizzle costume. So it is fitting that I found another Magic School Bus book. And you know I try to do the voices, but I am awful at these. But I'll do my best for you, because you deserve it. So we're going to do the Magic School Bus on the ocean floor. Hard to. There we go. And this is dedicated to Margot, Bruce, Emily, and Beth with love from Mom and Dad. It was the end of the day, and it was hot in school. We had been working for hours on our ocean science projects. All of our work made Miss Frizzle very happy, but it made us very tired and hot. Wow, it's hot today, Miss Frizzle. Not Miss Frizzle's dress. Yeah, it's cool, man. And here's some fun facts that they always put in these books. Sea urchins crawl on the sea bottom. They eat plants and have sharp spikes to protect them. Doesn't learning about oceans make you happy, Arnold? Actually, it makes me feel kind of crabby. Hermit crabs live in snail shells. A hermit crab finds an empty snail shell. The crab moves in. When the crab gets too big, it looks for a bigger shell. All the oceans of the world are really one huge ocean. Fun fact. There is more water than land on Earth. Oceans cover almost 3/4 of the planet. We were putting the finishing touches on a display about how ocean animals swim when someone said, "I wish we could go swimming." Whales' tails move up and down. Jellyfish open their body like an umbrella, then close it rapidly to jet forward. Scallops open and close the shell rapidly to move. Miss Frizzle looked up. Without warning, she said, "As a matter of fact, children, I've been planning a class trip to the ocean for tomorrow." Everybody cheered. Sometimes having a weird teacher isn't so bad. Did she say the ocean? Where can we swim and play? Is she serious? Don't ask, just pack a beach bag. Most of the salt in the ocean is the same kind of salt we put on our food. Much of the salt in the ocean water comes from rocks. Rocks have salt in them. When rocks are worn down by water, the salt goes into the water. The next day, everyone showed up in a bathing suit. We boarded the old school bus and Miss Frizzle started the engine. We were ready for a day of fun in the sun. I can't wait to go swimming. I'm going to build a sand castle. Boy, are we lucky. When we finally came to the beach, we wanted to jump off the bus, but guess what? Miss Frizzle didn't stop. She kept right on going, past the lifeguard station, across the sand, and down to the water's edge. Hi, I'm Lenny the lifeguard. Here's a picture of me saving a third grader last summer. Hey, where are we going? Isn't she supposed to park in the parking lot? Sand is formed when rocks break apart and crumble into bits. Each grain of sand is really a tiny piece of rock or shell. When the water near the shore rises and gets deep, it is a high tide. When the water falls and gets shallow, it is low tide. Tides are caused mostly by the pull of the moon's gravity on the earth and the oceans. Now, we are now in the intertidal zone, said Miss Frizzle. Intertidal zone. Oh my gosh. I went to college, guys. That is part of the shore that is covered with water at high tide and uncovered at low tide. Also, I can't remember if this is true or not, but I'm pretty sure that a beach in Puerto Penasco, which is Rocky Point, has like the biggest disparity in like high and low tide. Like when it's like low tide, it's like a mile more of beach or something. I don't quote me, but I know it's really far out there. Out the windows we saw tide pools, puddles of water left on shore. When the tide goes out, we were hoping the Frizz would let us out, but no such luck. She kept driving full speed ahead. She said we were going to the beach. No, she didn't. She said we were going to the ocean. I guess she really meant it. And there's that lifeguard bragging about saving kids again, because wouldn't the thing to brag about was being like no kids being needed to be saved? Just thought. Most of the waves we see are caused by wind. The stronger the wind, the bigger the waves. As the bus splashed through the waves, the lifeguard blew his whistle. Frizzle didn't stop, so he came rushing out to rescue us. Pardon me, please, I have to rescue a school bus. They're unimpressed. Suddenly, a mysterious wave rose up. Miss Frizzle opened the door of the bus, and the lifeguard was swept inside. Outside the windows, we saw nothing but water rushing by. We screamed and closed our eyes. Hi, I'm Lenny the lifeguard. Oh, great, I feel safer already. We're going under. Class, the best way to learn about the ocean is to see it close up. When we finally opened our eyes, everything was quiet. We were under the ocean, and there had been a few small changes. The bus had turned into a submarine, and everyone was wearing a diving suit. We should have known we were on another one of Miss Frizzle's crazy class trips. Don't worry, kids, I'll save your lives. That's my job, said Larry the lifeguard. Maybe later. Miss Frizzle's just getting started. Nothing can stop her now. Right away, Miss Frizzle started talking about the ocean. We are now passing over the continental shelf, she said. That's the area that stretches from the shore to where the water is 400 to 600 feet deep. Class, the water is getting deeper and deeper. Ocean science is too deep for me. Here's some more fun facts. All around at the edge of the world's continents, land slants down and is covered by ocean water. The underwater land is called the continental shelf. There are 7 continents on Earth. Africa, Antarctica, Asia, Australia, Europe, North America, and South America. How can fish breathe underwater? People have lungs that take oxygen from air. Fish have gills that take oxygen from water. Water flows into the fish's mouth and the gills and out through the slits in the fish's sides. Miss Frizzle decided this was a good moment for us to get all out of the bus. Thank goodness we had our air tanks. All around us were fish. Fish and more fish. Many kinds of fish swim in large groups called schools, said Miss Frizzle. I heard recently that a group of Karens is called a privilege, and I laughed and laughed and laughed. Some of you won't even get that. That's okay. Kids won't get that. That's good. Down below the muddy bottom, lobsters were catching crabs. Starfish used their arms to pry open clamshells, and jellyfish floated past catching small fish with their stinging tentacles. The ocean was teeming with life. Most of the seafood we eat comes from here on the continental shelf, Arnold. I thought it came from the supermarket shelf. I'm getting hungry. I miss sushi. Anybody else miss sushi? Like going to sushi? Not just like getting it and picking it up, but like going to sushi. I miss sushi. But I can just shine it on a little while longer. When is a fish not a fish? A true fish has a backbone, gills, and fins. Some animals are called fish, but they are not. Actually, they are invertebrates, animals without backbones, such as jellyfish, a sea star, or a shellfish. Plankton is a mass of plants and animals that float near the surface of the ocean. Most plankton are very small. Many cannot be seen without a microscope. They're like the germs of the sea. Miss Frizzle said there was life in the water we couldn't even see. She pulled out a microscope and made us look in the seawater. Under the microscope we saw strange creatures. Girls and boys, said Miss Frizzle, these tiny living things are called plankton. There are 2 kinds of plankton, children. Some are plants and others are animals. Wow! A plankton animal is eating a plankton plant. Oh, yummy. We tried to listen, but we felt nervous. We noticed some dark shapes coming closer and closer. Where have I seen that scary shape before? Does the word shark mean anything to you? Oh no, children should not be swimming in the shark-infested waters. Thanks for the safety tip, Lenny. Plankton plants make food by using energy from the sun. Plankton animals eat the plankton plants. Larger animals eat the plankton animals, and this is the food chain. Without the sun shining on plankton plants, most ocean animals could not exist. I told you I have a list, but I don't put my tooth in. shapes were tiger sharks. Miss Frizzle told us not to worry. She said most sharks will not eat people. The number of people killed by sharks every year is very, very small. We panicked anyways. Humans are not the main diet of tiger sharks, but they may attack humans are nearby. Oh no, we're nearby! When an enormous whale shark slid by, whale sharks never hurt people. They eat nothing but plankton, said Miss Frizzle. The giant shark swam down and went along. We were leaving the continental shelf following a steep cliff called the continental slope. We were on our way to the deep ocean floor. Whale sharks are fish, like other sharks. They were named after whales because they're the biggest of all the sharks. On a personal note, it's incredibly hard to properly cook shark. I learned that in Hawaii. After a while, the whale shark swam away, but the Fritz kept going down. The water was bitter and cold and pitch dark. Sunlight could not shine down so deep, so Miss Frizzle switched on the flashlight as we swam onto the bus. We noticed it had changed again. Flat plains cover much of the ocean floor, but not all of it. The deepest valleys of the tallest mountains on Earth are found under the ocean. When the top of an underwater sea mountain is above the surface, it's called an island. You're not afraid of the dark, are you, Arnold? Who, me? I love the dark. The dark is my friend. Can we go home now? This time it was a submersible, a vehicle made for exploring the deep ocean. The pressure down here would crush an ordinary submarine, Frizzle explained, and she drove all the way to the bottom. There is enough food here for large animals, Miss Frizzle told us. Most deep-sea fish are tiny. The deep ocean floor was empty in an underwater desert. Those tiny deep-sea fish can glow in the dark. They have their own special light, just as fireflies do on land. Then up ahead, we saw a spot that was full of life. It looked like an undersea garden with all kinds of strange animals in it. This is a hot water vent, class, said Fritz. A vent is opening up the ocean floor. Flowing from a vent is a super hot water mixed with hydrogen sulfide gas. A vent filled with hot gas, huh? Sounds like an uncle on Easter. A vent is formed when seawater seeps into cracks on the ocean floor. The water touches super hot rocks inside the earth. Then the hot water shoots out of the vent. How food is made at a vent? By Shirley. Special bacteria manufacture their own food using heat energy and hydrogen sulfide gas from the vent. This food supports much of the life in the vent. At the hot water vent, there is enough food for many large animals. These tube worms look like huge lipsticks. Miss Frizzle said there were other vents on the ocean floor. Unfortunately, we don't have time to visit them, she added. Then she pulled up a lever on the dashboard, and the bus zoomed towards the surface. Those worms look like spaghetti. Do we have lunch? Please, I just lost my appetite. That dandelion animal is like a little flower. Soon we were motoring over the open ocean towards a sun-drenched island. The bus had changed into a glass-bottomed boat. Through the glass, we saw what looked like a wall made of colorful rocks. Miss Frizzle said it was the coral reef. Many tiny animals called polyps. Made of many tiny animals called polyps. We drove aboard and began to explore. Each coral polyp grows a stony skeleton around itself. The reef is made of a layer of living coral, animals attached to a wall of many millions of dead skeletons. Most coral feeds at night. Tiny arms come out of a coral's tiny skeleton. The arms catch plankton and pass on to the coral's mouth. And there's a diagram. The reef was made of different kinds of corals. Some look like trees with branches, others look like fans or fingers. Some even look like human brains. Brain coral is not really a brain, children. It just happens to look like one. Colorful one-celled plants called algae live inside coral polyps. The algae give the coral its color. Without algae, all coral would just be plain white. A coral reef makes a good home for many ocean plants and animals, said the Fritz. We saw crabs and lobsters, huge eels and octopuses, slimy sea slugs and spiny sea urchins, and the most colorful fish in the world. All those fish are ready for their close-up. Too soon, Miss Frizzle said it was time to go. No one wanted to be left behind, so we climbed aboard. Frizzy stepped on the gas and the bus chugged away from the coral reef. Today, many coral reefs are in danger. People can help save them. It took thousands of years to build this reef. Please don't break it or pollute it. Be careful of their home. So stop throwing your plastic willy-nilly all over the place. Think of the coral. Nearby, a school of dolphins leaped past. In the distance, we saw a whale. Everything seemed normal. That's when we noticed something weird was happening to the bus. It was getting flat. Animals such as dolphins, whales, seals, and walruses are not fish. They are warm-blooded mammals like horses, dogs, and human beings. Most fish lay eggs, but mammals do not. Mother mammals give birth to live young and feed their babies with milk. As usual, Miss Frizzle was the only one who stayed calm. She drove us to the ocean current and where we were swept along this fast-moving water for thousands of miles. After a while, we saw our beach again. Parts of the ocean flow like rivers. These moving areas are called ocean currents. These books are always so long, you guys. Everyone stay on the bus, shouted the Fritz. On the bus was right. It had turned into a giant surfboard. In shallow water, the ocean bottom drags on the lower part of the wave and slows it down. The upper part keeps going fast, so it falls over and breaks. Cowabunga! Hang 10, class! We had to stand on top of it, and we were riding a wild wave straight toward shore. Oh no! It was a giant wipeout. The whole class went under. The next thing we knew, we were washing up on the sand. Our diving suits were gone, and the bus was its old self again. There it was, sitting in the parking lot as if nothing had happened. We thanked Lenny for everything and hit the road. Back in our classroom, we made a terrific chart of the ocean for the bulletin board. Hey Arnold, wasn't that surfboard great? I like bulletin boards better. And here's the big diagram of their board in school. By then, we were definitely ready to go home. Thank goodness it was Friday. After the class trip, we really needed the weekend off. I'm exhausted. My dad's taking me to the beach tomorrow. Don't worry, it's supposed to rain. Uh-oh, look at her dress. Don't worry, dinosaurs aren't around anymore. If you missed that episode, I read The Magic School Bus about dinosaurs. And that concludes the Magic School Bus on the ocean floor. So yeah, guys, it's almost that time, but I'll read one tiny little story more. Let's see here. I've got this thing that's got 3 stories in it. Aha! So anyways, like I keep saying, if you have books you want me to read, if you want to send me a book, I know that Brenda has a beaver book is very popular, and I promise if I get my hands on it, it'll be a good time. I gotta get my hands on Brenda's beaver, apparently. But here it is, the last story of the night, which is called The Little Red Hen. One day, the little red hen was raking the yard when she found a few grains of wheat. "Who will help me plant this wheat?" she asked. "Not I," said Huey. "He was too busy climbing a tree." "Not I," said Dewey. "He was too busy playing in his wagon." "Not I," said Louie. "He was too busy lying in the sun." "Then I'll do it myself," said the little red hen, and she did. Soon the wheat had grown tall. It was ready to be cut. "Who will help me cut the wheat?" said Little Red Hen. "Not I," said Huey, and he rode off on his hobby horse. Does anybody else remember when they were kids and their parents used to tell them to get off their high hobby horse? Or is that totally just my parents? "Not I," said Dewey, and he waved from the treetop. "Not I," said Louie, and he yawned. "Then I'll do it myself," said Little Red Hen, and she did. Now the wheat was ready to be ground into flour. Again the Little Red Hen went to Huey, Dewey, and Louie. She asked, "Will you help me carry the wheat to the mill to be ground?" "Not I," said Huey. "Not I," said Dewey. "Not I," said Louie. "Then I'll do it myself," said the Little Red Hen, and she did. When the Little Red Hen came back from the mill, she was asked, "Who will help me bake this flour into bread?" Huey was busy taking a nap. "Not I," he said, half asleep. Dewey was busy playing with the pump. "Not I," he said. Louie was busy playing with the toy cart. "Not I," he said. "Then I'll do it myself," said the Little Red Hen, and she did. When the bread came out of the oven, it smelled so good. "Who will help me eat this bread?" asked the Little Red Hen. "I will, I will, I will," said Huey, Dewey, and Louie. "Oh, no, you won't," said the Little Red Hen. "I planted the grain and cut it. I carried it to the mill, and I baked it too. Not one of you would help me do the work. I did it all myself, and now I'll eat the bread myself." And she did. And that was the end of The Little Red Hen. And we all just learned a valuable lesson about capitalism and economics. Anyways, that's going to conclude tonight. But Sunday, I hope to make it at 6 o'clock from a kitchen. This week has been really crazy, and I will be moving and shaking a lot this weekend. I got a lot to do in the next few days. So I am going to sign off for now, but I hope to join you on Sunday from somewhere in a kitchen, drunk, and reading books. I do have a costume picked out anyways, and that'll be seen when you see it. So hopefully you'll join me on Sunday. I will let you know what's going on, or if I have to postpone. I always do. Anyways, this is Steffi signing off. Don't forget The Masked Singer comes on like right now, if you're into that, 2-hour finale, semi-finale, something like. I'm gonna go watch it because I love it, because I'm goopy. Anyways, thanks for joining every time for Steffi Drunk Reading Books, and I will see you next time.